Greetings, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Ryan Jackson here. Welcome back to the 100 Days of the 2026 NEC Code Changes. We're in Article 406, which covers wiring devices. And boy, do I have to retrain my brain to not just say receptacles. So 406 is wiring devices, right? So we're going to talk about terminations today in 406.10. Let's jump in and see what Code Making Panel 18 has in store for us. Article 406, wiring devices. 406.10 terminations. Gonna be honest here. Anytime I read a rule about terminations, like my spidey senses start to tingle because nothing is more important than terminations, in my opinion. I mean, maybe there's something, but terminations are absolutely critical. When an incident happens, a failure or an injury or a fire, a death, anything, it usually happens at the terminations, doesn't it? It doesn't happen in the middle of a conduit, right? It's at a termination. So any termination is only as good as the person making the termination. Follow the instructions, measure it for torque, right? You've got to make sure you're doing your terminations correctly. It's absolutely imperative. So 406.10 gives us the termination rules for wiring devices, right? So receptacles, general use snap switches. The rules for aluminum conductors and screwless terminals were revised and clarified. Okay, number one, for wiring devices that are marked CO/ALR, conductors that are copper, aluminum, or copper-clad aluminum are allowed. Okay, cool. You can still buy these, right? You go to a big box store and you get a CO/ALR receptacle. You can see that the terminals are different on a CO/ALR. They're, if I'm not mistaken, they're tin-plated. Tin or zinc? I think they're tin. Yeah, it's got to be tin. But anyway, they're designed to accept copper, aluminum, or copper-clad aluminum conductors. So I know a lot of people that have a house wired in aluminum. They say, well, I want to change my receptacles. What do? Do I grab purple wire connectors? Do I buy the compression things? And you can do whatever you want. But to me, I mean, they have receptacles that are designed for aluminum conductors. So nothing wrong with using these things. So if it says CO/ALR, copper, aluminum, copper-clad aluminum. For wiring devices that are not marked CO/ALR, aluminum conductors are not allowed. Copper and copper-clad aluminum are allowed. Remember, copper-clad aluminum, you size it like it's aluminum. But for the most part, you terminate it like it's copper, right? Because the copper is the perimeter of the wire, and the perimeter of the wire is what goes under the screw. So for wiring devices not marked CO/ALR, copper or aluminum is fine, or copper or copper-clad aluminum is fine. Aluminum is not. Number three, wiring devices that are connected through push-through terminations, aka backstab or screwless, are only allowed on 15 amp circuits and may only use 14 gauge solid copper. Now, it used to say, unless listed and marked otherwise. Okay, well, the product safety standard does not allow greater than 15 amp circuits and 14 gauge wire. It is not permitted. You can't get a listed receptacle that is screwless, backstab, and is designed for 12 gauge solid copper. It's not permitted. So whether it's listed and marked doesn't matter. But there is a clarification, and quite frankly, I needed this clarification because to me, screwless, what is a screwless terminal? Well, I don't know, maybe one that doesn't have a screw? Well, not so fast. There's an informational note here. There's two of them, actually, and they both say ultimately the same thing. According to UL 498 for receptacles and UL 20 for switches, screwless terminals on receptacles or switches that use spring action clamps, separable terminal assemblies, or insulation displacement are not considered push-in terminals. Okay, so this device here, and I'm going to get my laser pointer out here, and in fact maybe I'll zoom in. Right there it says 12 gauge. Right? It says you can use copper, you can't use aluminum, but you can use 12 gauge. And guess what? There are no screws on that device. I mean, other than the 632, right? Oh, there's no screws, huh, dummy? What are these things up at the top? Okay, there's no termination screws. So are those screwless terminations? Well, no, not according to UL, because if they use clamps, okay? And look, I'm here to tell you, This thing is what we're talking about, okay? The backstab terminals that we've all seen 10 million times in our career. That's what we're talking about. These guys here that have the clamps, the levers that you have to open, you know, when these things first hit the street, a couple of different manufacturers of these sent me some samples. And boy, I put some wire into them, and I grabbed it and tugged on it and everything else, and I actually ended up breaking the wire before I got the wire out of the termination. These things are legit. Don't be scared of these things. These are very good products, and I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not even going to tell you who makes it. But those are not the ones that we're talking about. If they're marked for 12 gauge, go ahead and use 12 gauge. All right, so there you go. Some nice clarifications about the CO/ALR devices, and more importantly, what is and what is not a screwless termination. All right, we'll see you on the next video where we continue in Article 406. We'll talk about some general requirements, and I hope you'll see me. I hope I'll see you, and I hope you'll see me too. But anyway, be safe out there. See you on the next video. Thanks, everybody.